Today we're going to make one of my favourites, and I've made this for the last few years consistently, and that is the venison jerky. It's really, really good. And the good thing about this as well, you can experiment with a combination of different flavours, but today I'm going to show you like one of my base go-to recipes with soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, garlic and brown sugar. A lot of people get put off on making jerky because they think they don't have the equipment or it's, you know, expensive. That's not the case at all. I've been sent this one from Weschenfelder. It's the Atacama. It's what, just over 100 quid, it's 100, 150 quid. Really, really good bit of kit. I've roughly got about 200 grams of brown sugar. We'll pop that in a pan. That's going to give it kind of the sweetness that I need. I'm going to put, let's go for that. Let's go for maybe 3 tablespoons of garlic. I like it to be quite punchy, you see. About 150 mils of a good old Worcestershire sauce. Go for about 150 ml of soy sauce as well. We're going to put that on the heat, the gentle heat, just to dissolve that sugar. It's almost like a kind of garlicky teriyaki type sauce that we're going to put in. And once ready, we're going to add in the venison. So here I've got a beautiful fallow venison haunch from last season that we harvested. I'm going to do a few different things with this one actually. We've got to do the jerky, we're going to do steaks, and some of the trim we're going to do burgers, some delicious burgers. So this has already been tunnel boned, so all I'm going to do is open it up right now. Like that. So this is kind of what we do if we were going to butterfly it, just opening it up. So with different parves and the muscle segments, we are going to take this piece off here. And then this is kind of this is called the salmon. That's what I call it anyway, the salmon fillet. So we're going to take that off. And it's kind of about working through the seams. It doesn't help that I'm left-handed, so I'm kind of blocking the way a little bit there for you to see. But this top bit here is one of my favourite pieces, and that's the rump. So I'm going to, that's a really, really delicious cut there.
And those are just natural fissures that you follow, is it?
Yeah, these are kind of the seam. This is called seam butchery.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got kind of, like a lot of people call that the football joint. I mean, I'll trim that up, or the sirloin, but that makes really good jerky or a roasting joint. Some people like smaller pieces, but I quite like big pieces like this, because what you've got to remember is once it dries out, it's going to shrink to about 50% of the size when the water content comes out. So it's going to contract. Got the marinade out of the chiller, so that's nice and cool. About 50 ml of water in there. And then we're going to now start putting in our kind of jerky pieces. So I'm just going to pop them in. You can leave it overnight, or you can leave it up to about 8 hours or so. It does need a little bit of time to absorb into the meat. The longer you leave it, kind of, the more flavour is going to be soaked into that meat. So obviously, we haven't got 8 hours, and here's what I made earlier. Da-da! So that's been sitting for quite a while now. I'll put that on the side to marinate. So we're going to rack this up now in the Atacama. I've chosen a setting A4, which is hot, which is exactly what we need. It's the right temperature to make the jerky. These trays are ideal because they're easy to clean as well. What you need to do is make sure there's a gap in between each one, because what that's going to do is let it breathe and dry quicker. I'll make a big batch of it running up to winter, especially when I use up some of the old leftover venison that I have. I normally take it out on the field with me, so if I'm going for an evening stalk, it's just ideal to have that in your back pocket, just ideal little snack. It's kind of sweet, it's kind of tangy, it's full of flavour. It's incredibly moorish, and it's worth all the effort. I mean, it's not even that much effort. It's just the prep time. So that little parve has done 3 racks. I'm going to save the rest for some steaks and burgers, but that's going to do me, you know, for the next couple of days at least, or maybe one evening with a beer. It's actually quite quiet. Some dehydrators are really loud, but this one's actually reasonably quite quiet. Look at that.
Great stuff.
That looks ideal, doesn't it? Got the 3 racks there. Let's just take them out. They've been in there for about 8 hours or so. David, you try that one. So I'll... Oh. That's really flavoursome, isn't
Really
it?
good,
Oh.
really good.
You can actually put pepper on there, you can add chilli on there. This is just a simple base marinade, a wet marinade. And that works really, really well.
It's so good.
Wow.
So Moorish.
I think that's going to be gone by tonight, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If I gave that to someone in the street, right, and said, oh, try that, what do you think it is? They wouldn't be like, it's venison. They'd be like, it's just beef jerky. But it's so good. Like, really good. Nice colour to it. You know, almost like what you'd see in the shops, right?
Perfect.